Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that notification bell. Let's get to it. First off, I want to say is I don't get paid for any of these videos. I don't make any money off YouTube. So maybe one day I will, but as of right now, I don't make anything off YouTube. So all of these opinions, everything I state is my personal beliefs, and I'm not influenced by anybody. So nobody owns me. Everything you hear from me is for me. So I just ended my 2 months of driving the wife's hybrid. It's a plug-in Cmax. I did part one, kind of showed you a 1 month what you could do with a plug-in if you have a short commute and be able to cut down on fuel costs. This is part two. I finished the 2 months. Now I have my car back, my Nissan Leaf fully electric car. I hate gas, thus my name, No Gas Nico. So anyway, we'll give you a little stats on what happened. I drove for the month of March. I drove 784.1 miles. Now you see the odometer screenshot here. 784 miles. 691.7 were on battery only. So I had 92.7 miles that I had gas. The gas engine was running for those miles. Michigan, March, this was cold March. So I had the heat on. The heat causes the climate control will kick the engine on to help with the efficiency of producing heat. So a lot of those miles were because I was cold. In April, 366.1 miles driven total. I drove less because I had a lot of out of town, working with at work, so I was driving company vehicles. So I drove half the miles I did in April that I did in March. 349 of the 366 were battery only miles, EV miles. See this screenshot here. Only 17 miles are on gas. Now, I could have had zero, but what the Cmax does, which is, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's probably good. I'm not an engineer. If you run all EV in cold weather, the car forces 30 minutes of engine running to warm up the oil and keep the oil lubricate moving in your engine. I had to do a little research on this because I couldn't figure out why. It gave me a warning, said maintenance, and it was running the engine. I couldn't do EV only. There's no way of turning that off that I know of. And probably don't want to turn it off because, well, if an engineer thinks that it needs to do that in the winter months, I read online that it only does that in the cold weather. So in the summertime, you might be able to run it all on battery and not have to worry about it. I don't know. I haven't tried any. I didn't experiment with that over the summer. Maybe that's something we'll think about doing. So total for 2 months, March and April, 1,150.2 miles driven. Of those miles, 1,040.8 miles was on battery power, EV only. No gas was used. So that means 109.7 miles I used gas for. Month of March, I used 218 kilowatts. April, 112 kilowatts for charging the vehicle. Well, it wasn't for charging the vehicle. It was actually what the car says it consumed. So a total of 330 kilowatts. Now, I'm at work right now. I'm getting ready to leave my job. And we have free chargers, level 2 chargers here. So I'm going to estimate about 40% of the time I was charging for free. So I'm going to say I paid for 200 kilowatts and I got 130 kilowatts for free, just for the sake of argument. So I figure my cost is 14 cents a kilowatt. I did the math. It means I spent about $28 in fuel costs for electric. I filled up, here's a screenshot of the pump, after the 2 months. 4.6-ish gallons of gasoline in 2 months. That's all I consumed. I didn't need to fill up. It had more than half a tank of gas, but I wanted to see how much I actually used. So $18.15 of gas. So a total of $46.15 to go 1,150 miles. Now I converted the $28 electric. If I did $4 per gallon of gas, and it's about 11.5 gallons equivalent. And then I used 4.6 gallons at the pump. So I got what, 16 gallons, 16.1 gallons of gasoline used to go 1,150 miles. I'm 70, 80-ish miles per gallons, if you want to do the math that way. So if you want to look at the true cost, if I was to do all of that on gasoline, I was between 70 and 80. I'll put the exact number up here. So I was between 70 and 80 miles per gallon driving my wife's Ford Cmax plug-in hybrid. 70, 80 miles per gallon. You do that all the time. Now, mind you, if this was summertime and we had better weather, it's raining right now. So if this is getting a little background noise, I'm sorry. But if it was summertime and I didn't have to fire the gas engine up because I was a sissy and I needed heat, or the car needed to do maintenance because the oil hadn't been moved and it's too cold for the oil not to be warmed up, I would have probably used a lot less gas, maybe a gallon of gasoline, and the rest would have been all battery. I did have some trips where I ran out of battery and had to use gas anyway, just because it comes with a 7 kilowatt battery. It doesn't go very far. 15 to 20 miles is the most I'm going to get out of a battery. Living 7 miles from work and charging at work, charging at home, 15 miles is double what I need. I've come to work and still had like 61% battery. Plug it in. I get home, still have like 61% battery. Plug it in. So if I run errands, I go to the grocery store that happens to be 8 or 9 miles from my house. By the time I go there, come back, I'm usually running out of battery with, a couple miles to go. So the gas engine kicks on for 2 to 5 miles at the most in my errands around town. It'd be great if they had level 2 chargers at these places where I go, because I would love, even if I paid, I would love to use battery and not use gas, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper. I think I averaged, I wrote down this piece of paper, 3.15 miles per kilowatt. It's not bad. Not bad. I do about 4 miles per kilowatt in my Nissan Leaf, but 3.15 miles per kilowatt. It's not bad. Do the math. It probably cost me around 3.5, 4 cents. Put the actual number here. Around 4 cents per mile driven on battery. If I did 40 miles per gallon and it's $4 per gallon, that's 10 cents a mile. So it's still 60% more efficient on battery than it is at gas at these prices today. So anyway, that's my update. I know I've been off the scene for a little bit, and I'd like to thank my subscribers and also you that are watching this right now. Please subscribe, like, share this content. You're looking for an EV? Are you looking for a hybrid? You want to know pros and cons? I think the best thing about a hybrid is you don't have range anxiety. You don't have the worry of, oh my God, what if I don't have a charger to charge my car? You have the gas backup. So I'm not against gasoline. I prefer not to buy it. But also the convenience of gasoline is still a little bit better than EVs right now. You can fill up really fast and get going down the road if you do a lot of traveling. There are EVs that can charge really fast now, that it's taken the inconvenience of charging time down. But again, I can understand why, the apprehension of going all electric. I was a little apprehensive myself when I first started, but once I bought my first one, I was hooked. So again, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon. I got a road trip planned. Subscribe, click that notification bell. You might want to watch this one. It's going to be a long road trip in a Nissan Leaf. 1,000 miles, more. Stay tuned. Thanks. God bless.